Every year some fucking moron says you can't win. Every year some critic says you can't win. Every year some competitor thinks you can't win. But they're gonna whip your ass. I do reps from them on this one.
I would probably say Lee Haney and Ronnie Coleman, and also Arnold, because those three have all won the Mr. Olympia. Arnold won it 7 times, went on to do some incredible things, obviously, off the stage. Lee Haney and Ronnie Coleman both won 8, so obviously that's the record, so I'm trying to eclipse that. But Arnold especially, because he was probably told more than any of those guys that what he couldn't do, and how he couldn't become a businessman, how he couldn't be a politician, how he couldn't be an actor, and how he couldn't probably be a Mr. Olympia champion. But he did all those things, and he did them really well, and he's still doing it to this day, and he's giving guys like myself an opportunity to compete even at his own bodybuilding shows. So it's really impressive to see his journey along with the other two.
After winning a lot, winning brings new opportunities with this sport, and for me, it's brought on a lot of different business ventures. I've talked about this time and time again. The more I become more successful on stage, the more opportunities come out off stage, and because of my willingness to just want to do everything, it takes time away from the gym, and I would say my passion diminished over the years. Because that passion went toward other things. But I'm thankful that I was still successful at that same time. But after winning my 5th Sandow, I realized, I was chatting with my trainer, Honey Rambo. We're not too long ago on his birthday this month, and we were both like, "You realize we won 5 of these? It doesn't feel like." We're both like, "Man, it doesn't feel like it." Not that we feel like we lost or anything, it's just that we weren't really stopping and smelling the roses like we said we would. And it's because he has a supplement company, I have a supplement company, I have a clothing line, he's traveling around the world training different clients. I'm doing the same, thing, traveling around the world, not training any clients, but, meeting a lot of people like yourself. I got to get my ass in the gym. And, by me training at night, real late, spending a lot of time to myself was great. But part of me realized, what was I doing when I was fresh, new? And I was reading the magazines. Well, we all know that magazines have diminished a little bit, actually a lot. And most recently I was on the cover of Flex magazine, and I started looking at it. I was like, you know what, I'm going to read this thing through and through. Not just my articles like I usually do. We always just want to read about ourselves. But I was going to read about every athlete, everything. And I started regaining that passion again. I was like, man, this is cool. A lot of people tend to go on the phone and talk about, oh, this is cool, social media. But social media actually diminished my passion for the sport, believe it or not, because I felt like those magazines was where it's at. The magazines, the old school VHS tapes, the DVDs of these other bodybuilders was what got me pumped. And I started looking at those. I started watching Dorian Yates' Blood and Guts. Started watching Ronnie Coleman, The Unbelievable. What was the other one? Cost of Redemption. Jay Cutler's Rip the Shreds. Here I am pumping up everybody's DVDs here, but really Dennis James' Back to Basics. Flex Wheeler's Dare to Dream. The list goes on and on. That's what got me remotivated, refocused on what the hell do I want to do? And that was saying, well, I got through these first 5 and I'm like, shit, I'm not satisfied with how I went about it. I was working through a lot of pain. I was working through a lot of trials and tribulations with family and friends and stuff like that. I'm always going to have some type of drama in my life because that's life. I mean, you get hit with stuff, but I noticed that nothing in this world should diminish my passion with lifting weights. Because every time I come in here, whether I'm 260 pounds to 280 pounds, I'm having a good time. Not one time do I come in here and say, oh, this is shit and this and that. But what I will say is that I was thinking maybe sometimes too much about what I have to do after the gym than focusing on right then and there. I need to focus on this rep means everything to me. And with that said, I'm coming in the gym a little bit earlier, being around people, letting them see me in this journey. I really want people to be able to see me more, because I've always said, like, in 5 years I'm going to retire. So it's like, well, don't be afraid.
I'd like to clear up that bodybuilders can be businessmen too. Bodybuilders, or everyone really that goes to the gym, regardless if you train for the Mr. Olympia or not. If you're going to the gym and you're sculpting your body, you're a bodybuilder. It's okay. It's great. We all want the same thing. We all want to look good and feel great, and we all want to have fun. For me, I know a lot of people look at bodybuilders and they cringe. It's the unknown and things like that. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm probably the most easygoing guy you're gonna meet that has, 23-inch arms. I'm very, well aware that people get nervous. Of course, you look like a freaking cartoon character. I totally get it, but we're not all dumb, and a lot of us have a great story that we would relate to everyone. We're human.